W8VPV. Repeater. Net.
Good evening, and welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club's Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. My name is Russ, and my call is KD8VYT. But for this presentation of Newsline, I will be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Without further ado, this is Amateur Radio Newsline.
Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2437 with the release date of Friday, July 12, 2024, the following 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. Hurricane Beryl makes landfall in the U.S. and hams are ready. Ham Club members in India came to the aid of victims of youth violence, and AMSAT Argentina needs satellite enthusiasts' help. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2437 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's first independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Wadsworth, Ohio, Stephen Kinford, NA.
For the second week in a row, our top story is Hurricane Beryl, the powerful and destructive storm that raged in the Caribbean and parts of the southern U.S. states. Hams continued to play a role in emergency communications. Randy Sly, W8VPV, tells us what was involved.
Hurricane Beryl, the second named storm for this year in the Atlantic, is now only a remnant of a storm. But its 8-day impact left a wake of destruction and deaths with 3 different landfalls. Often, when a storm finally settles over a large landmass, most of the population relaxes, thinking the worst is over. After Beryl landed on the Texas coast near Matagorda as a Category 1 storm, it still created havoc, especially in the city of Houston, Texas, where over 2 million homes and businesses were left without power for more than a day. Bobby Graves, KB5HAV, net manager of the Hurricane WatchNet, told AR Newsline that just because a hurricane finally arrives at a large landmass, that does not mean that we can drop our guard. He went on to say, quote, tropical systems can cause major inland flooding and spin up tornadoes. Remember, Hurricane Ivan in 2004 was responsible for nearly 130 tornadoes from Florida to Pennsylvania, end quote. Graves told participants in the net that they were still needed as reporting stations, providing real-time data to the National Hurricane Center. Covering Hurricane Beryl also included other challenges for the net team, including problems with solar activity throughout the event, which impacted the ability to communicate. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
Sometimes using your amateur radio contacts and connections, even without picking up a radio, can prove life-saving. That's what happened recently when hams in India were able to help Bengali authorities in a situation involving youth-on-youth violence. We hear more from Jim Meechan, ZL2BHF.
As the Bengali government struggles with a reported regional rise in violence by youth mobs against other young people, a group of ham radio operators was able to intercede in what local media described as one such case. On July 4th, the website for the Statesman newspaper said a young man was accosted by a group of youths in front of the Indian Institute of Technology in Kharagpur. As the assailants set upon him, accusing him of having stolen a mobile phone, 2 members of the West Bengal Radio Club were passing by. The 2 club members, who were shortwave listeners studying for their ham license, sent other club members photographs of the assailants and their victims via their mobile phones. The club secretary, Ambrash Nag Biswas, VU2JFA, said the photos were distributed to radio operators throughout the region using the WhatsApp mobile phone application. The young victim was soon identified by his brother in another town. He said his brother was suffering from psychological difficulties and had disappeared from home a few days earlier. Police were called to the scene and rescued the young man. According to the news report, police determined that he had stolen nothing and could be returned to his family the next day. This is Jim Meechan, ZL2BHF.
Hams in Brazil are marking their Amateur Radio League's 90th anniversary by inviting the world to join the party. We have more details from Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
age of 90 is no small achievement. Hams in the Liga de Amadores Brasileiros de Radioemissão, or LABRA, perhaps know that better than anyone, as their amateur radio organization, the oldest in Brazil, marks its 90th anniversary. The hams are launching a special contest to mark the occasion. The LABRA contest will be held on the 20th and 21st of July, and hams around the world are being invited to contact their counterparts in Brazil using SSB and CW. Organizers are hoping that contacts will be made on all the eligible bands and are encouraging participants to use as many of the bands as possible. The league wrote in translation on the contest become, quote, a landmark in international amateur radio competitions, close quotes. This is Jeremy Bucci for NJH.
Student-built satellites from Arizona and Maine were among those sent into space aboard a privately owned rocket recently in California. Ralph Squilacci, KK6ITB, explains what their missions are.
2 days after its scheduled launch was scrubbed, a student-built satellite lifted off from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California, lighting up the night sky on the 3rd of July. Built by engineering students at the University of Arizona, the CatSat was launched on a privately owned rocket of Firefly Aerospace. The satellite's mission is to collect space weather data every 95 minutes while in low Earth orbit for the next 6 months. CatSat will be transmitting at high speeds with a state-of-the-art radio from Rincon Research Corporation and an inflatable antenna from Freefall Aerospace. Firefly Aerospace describes the antenna as making use of a mylar balloon with a transparent front half that permits the pass-through of microwaves and an aluminized back half that is reflective. The CatSat was one of 8 CubeSats developed as part of NASA's CubeSat launch initiative. This is Ralph Squilacci, KK6ITB.
The launch also carried the first CubeSat from the state of Maine into space, known as MESat-1. It was created with support from NASA's CubeSat launch initiative and the Maine Space Grant Consortium. It has 3 imaging experiments aboard designed by schools and a 2-way amateur radio transponder. If you found yourself logging as many contacts as possible with YLs on SOTA summits during the weekend of June 1st and 2nd, it's time to receive your certificates. The inaugural Queens of the Mountains event featured a team of YLs in the U.S. using one-by-one special event calls. The activators themselves were busy chasing summit-to-summit contacts, and YLs who were joining them in the activation by operating from DX summits. The organizers, Amy AG7GP and Paula K9IR, plan to make this an annual event in the hope of inspiring other YLs to get involved in SOTA. For details on how to use your SOTA, follow the link to the SOTA reflector that appears in the text version of this week's Newsline news. In Connecticut, a popular radio and communications museum run by volunteers is facing the unexpected expense of having to help pay for the installation of a public sewer line. Andy Morrison, K9AWM, reports on this big, expensive concern.
A volunteer-run museum that has been devoted to the history of radio and communications since its early 1890 is facing a challenge. This Museum of Connecticut isn't trying to acquire anything for its exhibits or to preserve any particular live communications equipment in its collection. The museum is facing a bill of more than $28,000 as one of 5 property owners by the installation of a sewer line along the road where its building is in Windsor, Connecticut. Director John Ellsworth writes on the museum's website, quote, "As an all-volunteer-run museum, we do not have those funds on hand, nor did we expect this expense to occur so quickly," end quote. The project is taking place over the summer. The museum has begun seeking donations from its friends and supporters. The club's collection of vintage radio, TV, and computer technology includes its own amateur radio club, W8VPV. The station is there to educate the public about ham radio and an interactive exhibit for club members and guests who are licensed radio operators. The The club's page on QRZ.com and the museum's website at vrcmct.org have more details. This is Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including D-Star Reflector 91C at 7:30 p.m. Melbourne, Australian time on Wednesdays, or at 0930 UTC following a short net with K3JS. Between an eclipse in the spring and then flares and storms a few weeks ago, the sun has been getting a lot of attention lately. Now it's the moon's turn. Travis Lisk, N3ILS, tells us how the moon is getting its day, at least in Texas.
The Frontiers of Flight Museum in Dallas is once again marking Moon Day on the 20th of July, a date to celebrate the anniversary of the Apollo 11 mission's landing on the moon. According to the schedule of events, the moon will happen in the sun at last through a variety of presentations. The Dallas Amateur Radio Club will show how hams communicate via EME or moon bounce, and AMSAT ambassador will be present to demonstrate what radio communication is like for amateur satellite. The key speaker will be former NASA astronaut Gregory Johnson, whose experience piloting early space shuttle flights contributed toward the construction of the International Space Station. The 6-hour program is considered the year's largest space-related event in the Fort Worth area. This is Travis Lisk, N3ILS.
Argentina is looking forward to the amateur radio community in answering this question. Is it LW at micro? John Williams, VK4, DJW, tells us how you can help.
Known as LO19 outlived its expected lifespan. Even in recent years, the modulated carrier signal could still be heard in its synchronous. According to a report in AMSAT News, Gustavo LW2DTZ declared the microsatellite to be dead after several observers recently that they were no longer able to detect the CW carrier. The signal was reportedly picked up on that day by Nico PA0DLO, who reported that its strength was noticeably weaker, suggesting a failure had occurred in its onboard power amplifier. AMSAT Argentina is hoping to learn more and has asked hams with well-equipped ground stations to continue to listen for LO19 and report what they hear, if anything. This is John Williams, VK4JJW.
In the world of DX, listen for the Deep Blue DX team using the call sign J48FT. From Tanos Island, IOTA, number EU067, between the 26th of July and the 9th of August. The team will also take part in the IOTA contest on the 27th and 28th of July. QSL cards will not be available. See QRZ.com for QSL details. Fabio, PY4YY, Marcio, PU4MDO, and Cordosa, PU2LJH, will be on the air as PV2IC from Elha das Cuva, IOTA number SA071 during the IOTA contest weekend. Listen for them using SSB and FT8 on 80 to 10 meters. See QRZ.com for QSL details. Tom, OE4EIE is on the air to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Rhine-Ruhr DX Association. He is using the call sign OE4RRDXA through the end of September. There are no paper QSL cards. See QRZ.com for QSL details. Yaroslav R1BET and Mike R1MJ will be calling CQ as RI1K from Bolshoi, Zhushmai Island. IOTA, number EU147 from the 20th through the 28th of July. QSL via R1BET. For other details, see QRZ.com. If you spend a bit of time on 6 meters or even 2 meters, the next few weeks should bring you the promise of good things, courtesy of some meteor showers, specifically from the comet Swift-Tuttle. Kent Peterson, KC0 what's going on? They're called the Perseids meteor showers, and this year they're dusting the skies with tiny particles, ionizing the E layer of the ionosphere starting in mid-July. That means sometime between July 17th and the 24th of August, you may reap the benefits of meteor scatter. Many hams consider this the biggest moment of the year for meteor scatter, bringing the possibility of VHF contacts that can extend as far as 2,000 kilometers, or not quite 1,250 miles, for those setting their alarm clocks to rise before dawn. The peak dates for these contacts will come on the 12th and 13th of August. According to the website space.com, this phenomena, enjoyed by so many amateur radio operators, is the legacy of the comet Swift Tunnel, which has not been close to Earth since 1992. Our planet, however, passes through the debris the comet left behind, and the result are these lively meteor showers. Although there are lots of fans of astrophotography who enjoy capturing brilliant images, we amateurs hope, of course, that all that debris may help us put together some interesting QSOs. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY. Don't forget the Amateur Radio Newsline Haiku Challenge. If you're not too busy tuning your antennas or chasing the latest de-expedition, pick up a pencil and share your experience by sending an original haiku to us here at Newsline. Use the entry form on our website, newsline.org, and please follow the rules for writing your three-line haiku. Sorry, but we cannot accept any entries that aren't written in traditional haiku form. Share with fellow listeners the poetry that is inspired by your ham radio experience. With thanks to Amateur Radio Weekly, AMSAT Argentina, CQ Magazine, David BR, K7DB, DX World, 425, DX News, KVOA News for Tucson, Labre, Mainsat.org, QRZ.com, ShortwaveRadio.de, Space.com, The Statesman, The Soda Reflector, University of Arizona, Vintage Radio and Communication Museum, Wireless Institute of Australia, YouTube, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer nonprofit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at airnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2, GOT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Stephen Kinford, NAWB in Wadsworth, Ohio, saying 73. And as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2024, all rights reserved.
This concludes our Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. Net to start in about 10 minutes.
W8VPV. Repeater. W8VPV. Repeater.
Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday Night VHF UHF Net. My name is Thomas, and my call sign is KE8OWX. However, for the purpose of this net, I'll be using the club call, Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is an open and directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control. and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information, to enhance net operating practices, and at times of social isolation, to keep all members up to date about club happenings. This net meets here every Monday evening at 8:30 p.m. local time, preceded by Amateur Radio Newsline at 8:01. We'll start with announcements, then ask for check-ins from any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest to the club. Once that's complete, I'll take check-ins, call signs only, 5 at a time, confirming the call before we move on to the next. Then we'll work through 5 check-ins and we'll ask for 5 more until we're done. If you're a regular participant, I'll probably recognize you by call sign. If not, please give your call, repeat it phonetically, followed by your name and your location. When all check-ins have been worked, we'll close the net after repeating the announcements. We also operate an HF plus 6 meter band exploration net starting at 9:30 p.m. local time after this net. The approximate frequencies are posted on our webpage. Tonight we'll be on 40 meters at approximately 7 Mark 187 megahertz. Please join us if you have the privileges and the equipment. I don't have any announcements here listed, so this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins from any officer or other ham with general information for the net. Please call now.
Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is W8VPV.
All right, I got you, Frank. I think somebody doubled with you. Who is that?
8ZT.
All right, got you, Anthony. Go ahead, Frank, W8EZT.
Very good. Good to hear everybody out there, and thank you, Thomas, for running the net tonight. Very quick request. As most of you, I think, are now aware, the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club has a clubhouse. It's essentially an empty house that we have use of several rooms of for a station, a build area, and some equipment storage. To that end, we're looking for some donations of furniture such as maybe a bookcase, a filing cabinet, a desk, some chairs, either wheelchairs or even a couple of stationary sitting type chairs, maybe a whiteboard, things like that basically will allow us to configure a station and be able to have club operations up there by the end of the year. If you have something like that and you would like to donate it to the club, there's no immediate rush, but please reach out to one of the officers, let us know what you got, and we'll make arrangements if we can use it to pick it up and use it. Secondly, we have a Board of Governance meeting the 4th Wednesday of the month. That's not 2 days from now, but 9 days from now. We'll be talking a little bit about the picnic, and anybody interested in helping with the picnic, we'd appreciate you sitting in. And we will also be discussing the lots of details on the clubhouse. So appreciate again, these Board of Governance meetings are now the club members' way of steering us and telling us what they want. It'll be a Zoom meeting. There'll be an announcement in the calendar. That's all I got for now. Check me in, please. We'll catch you later. W8ECT back to net.
All right, got you checked in there, Frank. Thanks. And Anthony, K8ZT, go ahead.
Good evening, Thomas and Lynette. There will be a form to fill out for make reservations for the picnic. It hasn't been posted yet, but it'll be posted soon. There'll be a link to it from the calendar. And there's also a number of calendar events coming up, both for the club and for other outside interests. So let me just run down a little bit of a list here. This Saturday is the Ashtabula County Ham Fest on Saturday, and it's also the Northeast Ohio Amateur Radio Roundup. It's a free event. It's a picnic event. It's being held just to the east of us. There's details on the calendar for this. There's a link there. It's going to be held at Lake Milton, so that's coming up. Thing coming up this weekend is the CQ Worldwide VHF UHF contest. So if you have any license, you can get on VHF and UHF. There's details on that in the calendar. Also coming up the following weekend, the 27th, CFARC will be doing a POTA operation. That's Parks on the Air. Will be operating from the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, and will be operating from the church in the valley near the Everett Road covered bridge. So if you're interested in coming out, we'd love to have you for that. There'll be more details on the website. Also, next weekend will be the Islands on the Air contest. If you want to work some islands on the air on HF, single sideband, or CW, it's a great weekend to do that. So there's a lot of events. Check out the calendar. Check out the website. This is K8CT.
All right, thanks for that, Anthony. Quite a list there. So everybody, don't forget, you can always check the calendar on the website, and Anthony does a great job keeping that up to date. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. We're looking to see if there are any more announcements for the net before we go on to regular check-ins. Please call now.
W8VPV with a comment.
Recheck.
There was a pile-up with a recheck in there.
Yeah, this is Anthony K8CT. I forgot to mention that the website is www.cfarc.org, cfarc.org. All right, go ahead, John, W8VPV.
I was away from the radio, so I didn't get to the to hear what was said at the very beginning. But I'd like to mention that the do's or do. I was looking at the list that Anthony sent us over the last few days, and the day I looked at it, there were only 62 members were updated on the dues. So with that, back to the net. This is W8VPV, and you can consider me as checked in.
Sounds good, John. We got you checked in, and thanks for that reminder. Dues are due. All right, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. I will go to regular check-ins now. Give me a chance to acknowledge each call as we go along, but we're looking for 5 calls. Please call out. All right, I got you, Forrest, in and out. There was somebody else on top of you. Who is that?
Alpha Charlie 8 X-Ray Oscar.
Got you, Vince. All right, we're looking for 3 more, please.
K8PU.
Got you, Larry. I think you are on the output of the repeater, though. And 2 more, please.
K8TQR, Keith in Uniontown.
Got you, Keith. And 1 more, please. All right, we'll go back up to the top. Forrest was in and out, so AC8XO. Vince, you're up.
Good evening, Thomas, and everybody on the net. Just another hot, sultry day, and it's going to be another hot, sultry day tomorrow. I don't have a whole lot of anything. I didn't want to make an announcement type of thing. It's like halfway through the month. Think about if you want to make any contributions to the newsletter. Otherwise, whatever. It's your newsletter, not mine. I'm just the editor. So AC8XO back to net.
Thanks for stopping by there, Vince. Larry, K8PU, you're up.
Okay, better copy, Thomas?
Yep, that one was through the repeater. Go ahead.
Change rigs. I might have got a setting wrong on the other one. Oh well. When you get old, you can do things like that, Thomas. You'll find out in about another 60 years. Nothing new. Weather's great. Don't have to mow so much because the grass isn't growing, and this is the good part of summer, I guess. And when we start getting some rain and stuff next month, we'll have to go back to work. Do kind of miss the meetings. Didn't mind having 2 a month. Give us a chance to get together. Even we didn't a lot of times accomplish a whole lot, but I did like that. But we will go with the program, and see you guys at the picnic next month will be the next opportunity, I guess. So back to you, Thomas. Good job with the net, and thanks for doing it. W8VPV, K8PU.
Thanks for stopping by, Larry. Keith, K8TQR, you're up.
W8VPV, K8TQR. Good evening, Thomas. Thomas. It's good to hear you tonight. Thanks for taking my check-in, and good evening to everyone else here on the net. Just been having a quiet day here at home. Got some lawn mowed, weed whacking done, and got a lot of running around to do tomorrow. Got to stop in at the VA. Got to take the dogs to the vet. That should be fun. And other than that, just want to wish everyone a good evening, and hope everyone has a great week. With that, I'll send it back to you, Thomas. Have a great evening yourself. Thanks for running the net. Fine job. This is KE8TQR saying 73, and God bless.
Thanks for stopping by, Keith. Glad to hear you. This is Whiskey 8 to Victor, Papa Victor, and we're looking for additional check-ins. Please call now.
WD8MJS, in and out.
All right, got WD8MJF in and out. Next, please.
KF8, ABD, Kilo Foxtrot 8, Alpha Victor Delta, Tony.
All right, I got KF8AVD, and there was somebody on top of him or underneath him, and who was that?
November 8th, Bravo Alpha Yankee, Ralph in Stowe, in and out.
All right, Ralph got you in and out. Do we have any other check-ins? Please call now.
WTK.
Got you, Bill. Any more? All right, we will roll with what we have. KF8AVD, go ahead. You're up.
Thank you. I'm definitely interested in joining up for the POTA activation in Church in the Valley on the 27th. I've tried to do a few myself. I think I might have some antenna trouble with my NFED half-wave. Could use some assistance in troubleshooting it.
All right. You know what? Shoot us an email at radioofficer@cfarc.org, and I can try and see what we can do via email to troubleshoot that, or give you a hand on that. Definitely be willing to help you out there. And if I can't, then there's some others in the officer group that definitely can. So if you've got that email, go ahead and shoot that. And thanks for stopping by. Then Bill, K8WTK, go ahead.
W8VPV and the rest of the net. This is K8WTK. Good evening, all. Yep, hot day again today. Smells smoky here for some reason. Now, somebody in the area must have had a small fire today, and it's, I wish they'd use better lumber or wood or whatever. Pretty skanky. But I think the rain we're going to get will clear the atmosphere out a little bit. So not much going on. Finally have the gap working again, except on 12 meters. So there must be still a bad wire up there somewhere. But we're getting it. Back to that. W8VPV, K8WTK.
Well, thanks for stopping by, and glad you're getting it together and back up in the air there. This is Whiskey 8 to Victor Papa Victor. We're looking for any additional check-ins. Please call now.
KF8 BFT Kilo Foxtrot 8 Bravo Foxtrot. This is Phil.
Did I get that right? KF8 BFT?
Affirmative.
All right, go ahead. You're up.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Like most of the conversation it's been a pretty hot one. Spend most of the time inside the air conditioning, which I think is a problem because it makes us unaware of being able to manage the outdoors and the hotness. And in regards to the last fellow there speaking about his in-fed antenna, I'm still struggling with mine, but what I did do is I built I got a ferrite coil and wrapped some stuff or wrapped some of the cable around it and put it at the base of my infed on the tower, and it actually brought in a lot more signals. Not been able to make contact out of the 10-meter band, but that's what I've been working with. So this is KS8 BFT Kilo Foxtrot 8 Bravo Foxtrot, and I'm open for that gentleman to check in with me and see if we can compare notes.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for stopping by. This is Whiskey 8 to Victor Papa Victor. Looking for any additional check-ins, please call now.
November 8th, Romeo Kilo Echo.
Phonetically?
I got N8RKE, and there was somebody else. Please call in.
This is Tony with the recheck, KF8 AVD.
All right, Tony, go ahead.
Sorry to jump back in, but the gentleman with the NFED, could you give me your call sign again phonetically?
Yes, I can. That is Kilo Foxtrot 8 Bravo Foxtrot Tango. And my name is Bill.
Thank you, Phil. I'll turn it back over to net control.
All right, sounds good. N8RKE, go ahead, you're up.
Well, good evening. Name is Larry. I'm in North Royalton. I'm just taking a break from watching television, and figured I'd crack the radio on, and here you guys are, so I'll check in and say good evening. So, got nothing else. N8RKE, back to net control.
Well, thanks for stopping by. You're making a pretty good haul there from North Royalton, and coming in nice and strong. So we're glad you joined us, and thanks for that. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. We're looking for any additional check-ins. Please call now.
K8, KVI, in and out.
KVI, in and out. Any more? All right, so we'll go back through the announcements here real quick before wrapping up the net. First off, there are many, many announcements, and the easiest way to keep up with everything is to check the website, cfarc.org, cfarc.org, and that does have a calendar on the left-hand side that really has all the announcements in there. Anthony does a really good job keeping up with the website. But the two big ones, dues are due, so don't forget to get that paid, especially with the picnic coming up here shortly. And then also Frank added the announcement that we are looking for a possibility of any donations of furniture or such things as chairs or tables and shelves. So if you have any of those, just reach out to an officer or trustee, and we can make arrangements to get that to the clubhouse while we get things settled there. All right, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. We'll do one last call for check-ins. Please call now. Hearing none, we will go ahead and wrap up this net. We will be on 40 meters at 9:30. Just got to figure out the exact frequency, so I will announce that here on this repeater much closer to net time. We'll search the bands a little bit and find out where we are. Starting point is going to be 7 Mark 187 lower sideband. But in preparing to close the net, I'd like to thank everybody that took time to join us and check in. Without your participation, there would be no net. This has been KE8OWX, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, we'll close the net with 14 check-ins and return the repeater to normal and customary amateur use. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, closing the net at 8:53 p.m. local time, 73.
W8VPV repeater. W8VPV repeater.
KHMS.
How you doing, W8VPV?
Yeah, hi Frank. Yeah, a little bit scratchy in there, but yeah, kind of lost track of time. I was out watering and thought I'd get back in time.
No problem. It was a short net tonight. I was surprised how fast it went. We only had like 14 or 15 check-ins there. But we will be doing a 40-meter band exploration net tonight. 7 point... gosh, we'll look it up real quick here.
Okay, I didn't get the end of that. I didn't know if you had the frequency or not.
Frank here, W8EZT. It'll be 7.187 or thereabouts.
Okay, sounds good, Frank. So I will look for you there. And yeah, sorry I missed the net. I thought, you know, when I got in, I thought, well, it might still be going. So anyway, okay. Hope you're doing well and all that, and getting by with the hot weather. W8EZT, KHMS.
Very good, Steve. Also, there was an announcement, just so you know, the picnic's coming up the second Wednesday of next month, and there'll be a sign-up form on the website in the next day or two. And, you know, we have a clubhouse now. That's right, you did. You gave me some history on it. We're looking for select pieces of furniture that we might be able to use up in the shack in the shop area. Things such as a table or a desk, maybe a couple of chairs, office chairs if they're available, file cabinet, something like that, just where we can store tools and equipment and ham radio gear and basically make it a useful, functional place. So if you see something like that, or know of somebody who's getting rid of one, you might let us know. Thanks, Steve. Talk to you tonight on 40 meters. W8EZT, back to net.
Sounds good, Frank. I'll keep my eyes and ears open. And, hey, just curious, probably can't do it, but, yeah, can we use the house for field day? Set up a generator outside and have some comfortable surroundings?
We certainly could. We might have to change our designation. We could run off emergency power. That's certainly a practical possibility. I think we want to do it in a more public area to get more people in and out of there. It could also be a place to hold winter field day. It could be a place to do some contesting throughout the season, especially for new hams that don't have a station at home. We can get them up there and get them on even some HF contests, even if they're just technicians, as long as we have a control operator there. So lots of potential. We have a Board of Governance meeting coming up a week and a half from now on that fourth Wednesday of the month. It's a Zoom meeting. Feel free to Zoom in. These are the kind of questions we want to hear, and these are the thoughts we want to hear from that. So feel free to sit in and join us and help figure out how to do things.
Hey, yep, sounds good. Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of stuff to do. Yeah, and I got a little more history on the house today from my friend that his dad and my uncle that built Brookledge and that lived out there where I was. Went and was out there many years at Brookledge Golf Course, and so got a little more history on it. So anyway, okay, sounds good. And yeah, if not regular field day, yeah, winter field day, that'd be cool. Okay, look for you on 40, W8EZT, KHMS.
Real good, Steve. W8EZT. We'll listen for you later. I'm clear.
W8VPV. Repeater PL110.9.
KE8OWX. It looks like we will be at 7 Mark 188. That is 7 Mark 188 for the 40-meter net in 9 minutes. KE8OWX.
W8VPV. Repeater.
Still there, Thomas?
Yep, I hear you there, Frank.
You got away from me at the meeting the other night. I was surrounded by people and couldn't get away. I need to get together with you in the next couple of weeks and transfer the license trusteeship over to you, get you enrolled in the repeater Ohio Repeaters Coordinating Committee, and get you the magic number to be able to do that, and then sit down and kind of go over with you what radio projects we still have going. We definitely need to get that antenna up there replaced sometime this summer. Not critical now, but one of these days in the near future. Thanks, Thomas. We'll catch you on 40 meters in about 8 minutes. W8EZT.
Sounds good, Frank. KE8OWX.
Port link off.
Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday night HF plus 6 meter band exploration net. My name is Thomas. My call sign is KE8OWX. However, for the purpose of this net, I'll be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is an open and directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited in a courtesy check-in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control. And since traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information to enhance net operating practices and during times of social isolation, keeping members up to date about club happenings. The net meets here every Monday evening at 9:30 p.m., preceded by the VHF-UHF repeater net at 8:30. We'll go through a very brief announcement and ask if there's any additional announcements for the net before we go to the check-in. We'll work those probably 5 at a time. If you are a participant, I'll recommend the call sign. If not, please give your call and repeat it phonetically when all is in work. We'll close the net after repeating the announcement. announcement we have our membership dues are due. So please pay those before the next meeting. We're looking for any donations that may be useful to help the way required in the basement. And lastly, don't forget to check the website for any upcoming announcements throughout the week. All right, this is Whiskey 8 to Victor, Papa Victor. We're looking for any check-in. What's going on?
K8HMS.
K8HMS. Got you. Next, please.
W3X.
There's a W3X, and then there's a KJ4. Please come again. Kilo Golf 4, Bravo, Alpha, Romeo, Mobile. All right, well, we've got you in here. Why don't you go ahead with your comments first? What kind of man is on 7180 over? Yeah, 7188, correct. No, this is just our weekly net here. Over. Okay, that's going to be good. Very good, very good. I want to see the crash and falls out here. I want to do probably some of that Kilo Golf 4, Bravo, Foxtrot, Romeo, Lobo, and the physical Florida. I have a no traffic over. All right, we appreciate you checking. Thank you again. This is Whiskey 8 to Victor, Papa Victor. We'll go back up to Steve, K8HMS. Go ahead.
Yeah, W8VPV, K8HMS. Yeah, good evening. Sorry I missed the 2-meter net. I was outside doing some stuff and thought I'd get back in time, but obviously I didn't make it. So anyway, not much going on. Just enjoying the hot, humid weather, and I guess we're supposed to be having a little cooling off period here soon. But other than that, that's about it. Thanks for running the net. W8VPV, K8HMS.
Thanks for stopping by, Steve. And we'll jump down to John, W03X. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Thomas, and all on the net. This is W03X. Nothing new since VHF, UHF net. I'm trying to, over the weekend, I had my old car in a national meet up in Strongsville, and they had told me at in the morning when I registered that there was some link that I could use to check my score after it was judged, but I didn't write it down. I just thought it would just be common sense, but I don't see it on the site anywhere, so so I sent them a question to inform me what that link is. So I'm waiting for an answer for that, on the computer here beside me, but I doubt that they'll answer this evening, although the thing says that they usually answer right away at this time of day. That's what it says on the site there after I entered my question. So we'll see how that goes. And for that POTA activation stuff, I'm going to be in Fulton County on that day, and I'm going to try to contact WA3JAT. He recommends 40 meters. So we'll see how that goes. I'll be using my Australian, whatever that antenna is. It has a bunch of sockets, one for each band, and you move this jumper around, and it actually worked really well for winter field day. So I'll be using that vertical antenna on the car. So
So with that, back to the net. This is W03X.
Gotcha, John. That Australian, is that the one where you stick the spike in the ground instead of doing the ground radio?
No, it just has a little lead that plugs into a spot called ground. It's just on the bottom of the thing. It's actually above where it screws onto the mount. It's just a 3/8/24 thread that it screws into the mount with, and then everything is above that.
Gotcha. Sounds like it works good, and I wish you good luck there and reaching back to the pro day event. I guess that brings us to the bottom of the list. This is Whiskey Victor Papa Victor looking for any additional check-ins. Please go now. I'm not hearing anybody else. Are you hearing anybody, John?
No, I'm not hearing anybody. Just some noise. Oh, there's Bill.
Go ahead, Bill. From W8VPV.
Anyway, not much distance, 2 meters. I don't know if you heard on 2 meters, but I've got the gas working everywhere except 12 meters right now. So, we're hitting real quick. Quick enough to haul it, pivot it down in the next day or two, and take a good look and pick it back up again and see what happens. That's about it. Back to net, W8VPV, WCK.
Stopping by. This is Whiskey Victor Papa Victor. We'll do last call for check-ins. Please call now.
Kilo, Echo, 8, Tango, Quebec, Romeo, KE8TQR, Eastern Uniontown.
Alright, Keith, I hear you in there. Just barely. You said you were in and out, correct? Alright, we'll do one last call here. This is Whiskey Victor Papa Victor. Last call for check-ins. Please call now.
Echo.
The Kilo Delta 5 coming in.
I think he was calling somebody else. He was a little a different frequency.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep, it seems like it keeps coming in and out here. Well, I think that'll be the list for your participation, we would not have net. This has been KE8LWX. It's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, we'll close the net with 5 check-ins and return the frequency to customer amateur use. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor closing the net at 9:41 p.m. local time. 73.
This is Kilo Delta 9 Echo.
someone's picking up on me here. I don't know what the problem was, but anyway, you guys have a good evening.